Hello and welcome. I'm Trip. Welcome back to another video. And today's video is all about vibrations and how to fix some of that vibration. So I picked up this ATI Super Damper. It's pretty simple. Even though I'm doing this on my FOS, this should be the same on any K24 swap core or K20. The only thing that's really different is getting to the pulley itself, since this has to come off. Luckily for me, I got plenty of room. But why exactly do I need this? I need it because this thing is very vibrating. I'm constantly tightening bolts. I've had things untighten on me, like on track. It causes a lot of vibrations, and this is supposed to help dampening some of those vibrations. Luckily, I have another engine over here that I can kind of show you why. This is just a factory K24 A, nothing too special. Okay, I got my engine flipped upside down, got the oil pan off. It's a very common swap on K24 builds, especially if you're doing a lot of track driving and stuff, to delete the factory K24 oil pump and go with a Acura RSX Type S pump, because you're able to get more RPMs safely out of it. But the downside of doing that is these oil pumps have a balance shaft, has two balance shafts going on each side of the pump. That's one of them. Probably see a little bit better on this side. And it's meant to balance this engine so it has a little bit less vibrations. The Type S pump doesn't have those. Which doesn't really sound like a big deal, having an uncomfortable vibrating ride, especially if it's a track car. But the downside, over time, that vibrations can affect the internals of your engine. For example, it can put vibrations inside your crankshaft, which in turn puts vibrations on the rods, the other bolts, and everything around it. And things just start vibrating, fatiguing, loosening bolts. So it's like a chain reaction effect. Now, it won't add horsepower, but it does have the potential to free up horsepower by making your rotating assembly run smoother. Now, the factory harmonic balancer is a two-piece with a rubber in between it to isolate vibrations, and over time that rubber can get soft and deteriorate to where this doesn't do its job as much. Well, the ATI one is a three-piece and it's separated by rubber O-rings. So over time you can replace those O-rings and get it back on the road. I know I'm not the very best at describing these things, but I do know vibrations are bad. And I've had random things come loose on this car quite a few times, and I'm going to try to minimize that as much as possible. This isn't going to completely fix that issue, it's just going to help. Every little thing helps. This is the damper itself, which is a harmonic balancer. It goes in place of your crankshaft pulley. It comes pre-assembled, all your weights and everything is already in there. It says it comes in one piece and not to disassemble it, but yet it comes with instructions on how it comes apart. So that's weird. But yeah, it comes pre-assembled, so you don't have to do anything special, but just throw it on. It even has instructions on the pulley itself. Now this is a pretty straightforward, shouldn't be too difficult. Of course you want to take your belt off. So just undo your tensional, untension it, take the belt off. Then you want to take this big bolt out, which having the special tool for it helps. Okay, I got the old pulley off. This was a 19 mil. Don't lose your little dowel pin. Okay, I'm ready to put this on the car. But unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit harder than I was expecting, because I can't use this tool anymore. I gotta find a way to hold this tight, hold it still when you put the bolt in. That way the crank doesn't turn. And all they give you is these, essentially these tiny holes to put something in to hold it. So, and I don't have the proper tool, so I might have to get creative. I have this tool, which is meant for a Subaru. Might modify it slightly. That will hold this tight so I can torque this bolt. Hey, luckily my modified harmonic balancer plate worked. All I had to do was drill one hole and was able to use the other two. Just had the breaker ball leaning against the frame. That way when I tighten this, it doesn't move, it doesn't go nowhere. And this is a tight fit. It has to be pressed on. You can't just push it on by hand. The actual tightening of the bolt actually presses it onto your crank. So it is very tight. Took quite a bit of force to screw it on. So I had to run it down with the ratchet first before torquing it to 181 foot-pounds. So that's all torqued up. So just have to put my belt back on. And like that, it is on. I did have to adjust my tensioner a little bit. I think the diameter of this is slightly smaller, so I had to loosen this up and tighten it to pick up some of the slack in the belt. Should be good and tight now. All in all, it didn't take very long to do. Didn't take a whole lot of tools. It did take some pretty big breaker balls, big torque wrench, and I did have to modify a tool. Oddly enough, this was meant for a Subaru. You know, this car doesn't have a Subaru engine anymore. It's still, you know, kind of useful. Again, guess all is left is I guess I will start it up, make sure there's nothing funny going on. Okay, I'm done with the install. Took the car for a test drive, drove it around, drove to work and stuff. Car did great, no issues. The engine does feel a little smoother. It's one of those things, it's really not going to feel a massive difference, but the difference was slightly there. The car vibrates and shakes anyway, because race car. And of course I was parking the car, getting it all set up for its beauty shots, and it decides it wants to rain. But that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, check out one of my other videos, check out my Instagram, and I will see you later. Peace.